Okay, let me see how the online participants are doing. Sylvia and Mariana, you are here. I think. Let me see. Yeah, I can hear you. I think you may start sharing your slides. And I think we could slowly, wait, I will start, okay.
Am I in the one room? Sorry.
Idri, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Wait a little bit. I will just return to recording because I think for the break we stopped it. Okay, let me start recording. I know it shows stop record. So maybe we recorded everything. Okay, I think we can start. And people will be start coming, I do hope, because I want them. Okay, admit. Okay, and hello, Barry. Barry, we needed to, we are running a little bit late, so could you wait just for 13 more minutes before your presentation? Is it okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then we will continue with the section. Okay, thank you so much, and could you mute yourself? And I will give the floor now to, I will give the floor to IO3.
Can you begin? Yes?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. You are pleased to share with you the result of Intellectual Output 3, a collaborative project between the University of MINHO and University JAUME 1. The objective of this output is to address the challenges faced by language teachers in adapting their teaching approaches to an online environment. As a result of our collaboration, we have created a multimodal guide that provides language teachers with insights, strategies, and techniques to successfully navigate the digital landscape. We have in the beginning a very big problem. Our guide helps teaching during the COVID-19 pandemic by addressing their needs. During this challenging time, teachers were required to quickly transition to online and distance learning, which presented new challenges such as managing studying engagement, providing support, and ensuring effective communication is in an online environment. Teachers are also asked to integrate technological resources, which were previously used for non-teaching purposes, into their teaching practices. Our main objective is to create multimodal language learning and teaching materials that promote learner autonomy. To address this issue, you create a complete guide that brings together and simplifies access to crucial teaching and learning information. The guide's goal to provide teachers with the necessary knowledge and abilities to succeed in the digital world. To easily navigate the process of building a well-organized online class, formal and informal, we propose 6 steps. The teacher must choose in the beginning the teaching modality that best suits our content and audience. Select a teaching methodology that aligns with our learning goals and approach. Identify the specific language skill we want to promote. Develop a clear strategy for engaging and supporting learners through the course, and create a structured learning path that effectively guides students through the content and activities. Finally, the teacher must create his course materials incorporating interactive elements and multimedia to enhance learning. Our guide describes this step through a circular representation. in order to facilitate the user comprehension. These steps help teachers create effective teaching scenarios, ensuring an engaging learning experience for students. The guide also provides additional resources, including teaching training, courses, and materials for professional development. All steps are represented in the format of mind map. This way, the guide is organized into 7 sections. The first is the teaching learning modalities. This section explores different modalities such as face-to-face, online, blinded, hybrid, co-modal teaching. We have after active digital methodologies. Here we will find information on methodologies like flipped classroom, gamification, challenge-based learning, cooperative learning, several methodologies useful for the language teaching. And after we have communicative skills, this section focuses on comprehension, production, interaction, and mediation skills according to the common European framework of reference for language. The fourth section is about related to learning strategies. The cognitive, metacognitive, and linguistic strategies are defined as essential in any foreign language learning process. 5th section is about designing a course. This section shows an example of French course which has been designed on the basis of the flipped classroom methodology, as well as the planning template that can be adapted to all teaching modalities. You can find this information in our guide. The 6th is about teacher training. This section contains links to some in-service teaching training resources that present new trends in language teaching. They have been classified into the following categories: MOOC courses, webinars, conferences, and academic articles. Users are able to access the updated content for each category at any time. Finally, we have a section about resources. This section includes different materials that will allow the user to be updated, and the research topics covered in the guide. It contains a dynamic library organized in categories with the latest publications from the DIALANG23 Consortium. And we have also a glossary for users who are not familiar with the guide's concepts. It's important to say that this guide has been translated into 10 European languages: English, French, German, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Spanish, among others. The contents of the guide will be shown on the right side of the screen. I'm sorry. Now we can see our podcast channel. The guide includes a research section that contains a collection of podcasts in several languages. We call it by experts. In this podcast, experts briefly explain how they use some innovative technologies or methodologies in their teaching practice. Is a human dimension that we try to integrate in our guide, bring other people. And we have also an interactive map where users can locate these experts from different fields related to language teaching and technology. The guide is designed with user-friendly features and is available as a web page, but I must say that the final version will be available on a platform that will be hosted on the University of MINHO server, and it allows for more fine-grained searches. It's not easy to explain all the steps to create this interactive interface with different categories and subcategories. Maybe after Mariana show you that the multimodal dimension of this guide and the interaction the user can have with these different topics. And thank you for attention. You have a question?
Thank you so much, Sylvia. And if there are, yeah, you asked already if there are any questions. If no comments, no questions, then we can proceed with our colleague. Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I also agree. Anna Balola. Let me see. I need to help to manage. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Escape. Okay. Ah. This is your plan. Okay, so you can start managing. Let me see if the. Do you see our screen or we need to reshare it? I know, I think we need to share.
Not shared.
Yeah, I see that it's not shared. Which one? This one maybe? This one?
Yes.
Okay, so now it's shared.
Jaborana.
And it works. Is it okay now? Because here we are.
Possible?
Yeah, it is, but I don't know how. I saw
Okay.
that people moved it away somehow. Yeah.
Okay.
But online, it's not shared? Okay.
No.
I see. Ah, maybe that was the problem. What about now?
Now
Or it is?
Thank you.
Okay, perfect, good.
Okay. Is it on?
No, I think it's on. Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Sophie Babo. I am co-leader of IO4 with Monika Grabowska, who can't be here, unfortunately. So I would like, first of all, I would like to present the IO team. The great Annick Rivas, who is both member of the IO4 and scientific counselor or scientific referee, I don't know, don't remember. Myself, Benjamin Holt, Émilie Cassazian, Eva Donou, Diana Santos. Eva and Diana are PhD students, Monica and Alexander. The objectives of IO4 team were to facilitate the validation of informal foreign language learning activities through open badges. So we put here a definition of informal learning, but I think after Annick conference, you know what informal learning is. Maybe I will give some explanation about badges. So, open badges are the numerical recognition of a competence, a result, or a learning experience, which can be either online or offline. What is important is that a badge can be motivational or institutional. And I will show you that both sides are very important. And of course, a badge can be made visible on social network or on a resume and so on. I will go quickly through the different steps we went through because maybe it's more important, more interesting in the short time to tell you how to get a badge. So the first step was to design a model, a theoretical model with levels of functionality. A badge can be used for motivation, for learning consciousness, for institutional recognition, and features, nature of the activities. And at the beginning, we thought that the levels of difficulty would be interesting. But in fact, after talking with students, we saw that, in fact, there's not such a progression as we thought. We thought that, for example, watching a movie, it would be better to watch a movie with foreign language subtitle than mother tongue subtitles, which in fact is not really a sign of progress. Sometimes students watch with subtitles in the mother language or in the foreign language. So it's not a question of level. So we didn't use, in fact, level of difficulty. Another important step was a study made by Monica and Sylvie, pardon, with Polish and German students who had 1 month long to write logbooks with, they had to write what they had done, what kind of informal activities they had done. And we analyzed these logbooks. I will, what I will say now is only, so I'm not going to talk about what we found out. I'm only going to say that from those logbooks, we found some activities. Of course, at the beginning, we thought that watching films, listening to songs, and so on could be activities. But we saw other activities from what the students wrote in their logbooks. For example, we hadn't thought of following instructions from a cooking recipe, but it's informal learning too. Step 3 was deciding with how many activities we would consider and design badges. Please listen carefully. If you don't understand what I'm going to say now, you will be lost after. There are, so in our prototype, there are 2 types of badges. There are micro badges. There are 12 micro badges. Each badge is about 1 activity. So when you fulfill this activity, for example, when you watch videos 15 times within a certain time, you will get a badge. I will explain it later on. So first type of badges, micro badges. Second type of badges, meta badges. So in fact, if you gained 3 micro badges, you are the winner. You get a bronze meta badge. If you gained 5 micro badges, you can get a silver meta badge, and then 7 a gold badge. So micro badges and meta badges. The micro badges are more seen in a motivational way. We thought that it may be interesting for students to try and, just as Annick said, sometimes you made 500 steps within a day. If I made 500, I can make 600 and so on. And we thought it could be the same with informal learning. So motivational way. And meta badges are seen in a more institutional way. Now, important question, how will the badges be earned by students? So, first condition, of course, students have to regularly complete activities outside the classroom in a foreign language during a cycle of studies. It was, we thought a long time about it, we discussed a long time. Does the period of time have to be a semester, 2 semesters? And then we decided that it would be better that the period of time is a cycle of studies. So bachelor degrees, 6 semesters, or master degrees, 4 semesters. So first, they have to complete activities. Secondly, if they think that they fulfill the conditions, they have to request the badge. The badge is not something they are given, they have been given sometimes without knowing it. They have to request it. And then there are 2 ways to earn a micro badge. First possibility, automatic issue. You heard before of CALAO platform. If CALAO platform, or in fact any other platform working just at this platform, if you have such a platform in your university, some activities can be registered in the platform logbook, and every time you write something in this logbook, it may so either automatically, for example, watching a film, you watch 15 films, you get the micro badge. Or some activities can be done in the learning center. You will do them outside the university. For example, reading cooking recipe. So in fact, we haven't put it inside the badges, but there's a badge called other activities. Let's say your activities are making recipe written in English. You have to write in your logbook every time you do this activity, and then automatically you will get the badge. Automatic issue. The other possibility, if there's no platform in your university, there is a manual issue. So this was CALAO. We put the process of manual issue on a Moodle platform, but it can be on any other platform, or also the students just have to write them on a piece of paper, depending on what is decided. I will try to show you if it works. Not sure. Dot. No. What's the?
You can find on the small, you can use the regular.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it, but it is still.
Yeah, it's still working.
Yeah.
So we can use the regular one.
I think it's not my name. That's the password. It works. So there's a page on the platform with all the activities, and the students have to answer a questionnaire. Let's see this one. So the participant, the students write which activities they did. And then, as it is a manual issue, of course, it has to be read and moderated by someone, a teacher or tutors, we don't know, who is going then to press the button and say, we will give you this micro badge. So what I find or what we find interesting in these badges is that we manage to make a link between the motivational function and the institutional function of badges. And I think that it is very, very important. If you only have one function, maybe it won't work a lot. It's important to have both. And of course, our purpose, and we are working on it at the University of Lille, is that when the students get a bronze, silver, or gold meta badge, that it is on the blockchain at the same place at their diploma, at their degree. Thank you for your attention.
I have to praise you. Very exact. Perfect. Perfect time management. Any questions, comments?
We had lunch before, so now I'm
strong. Okay.
How much time it will take?
So now, I would invite a few questions from the audience. If there are, you can ask even about the intellectual outputs or about the last.
Just maybe a comment. I was just wondering how much time it will take to get to transfer these badges onto proper CV, for instance, or an application. In terms of how much amazing we need to do at university level to allow such transfer, which I find
Yes, you are talking about how much time for a learner.
I was just wondering, now in terms of institutional changes, to actually allow such badges to be transferred, even though they are not formal education.
You mean from the institutional point of view?
Yes.
When, so I will say it more practical. When will students of the University of Lille have meta badges with their degree? Is it a question?
My question is rather a rhetorical one. I was wondering how much progress we would have to make in terms of, Horticultural University culture to allow such badges to be recognized in documents that matter for student success.
Okay, so I understand that it's not a question, in fact, but an assessment.
We always talk about institutional versus acceptance, institutional acceptance, learner-centered rules, and we are far away from this. Not in terms of talking about badges, I'm talking about actually taking the steps to include.
Okay. We know that changes can take time in universities, right or not? But what we want to do and what we are trying to do at the University of Lille is really to implement it at the University of Lille. Once it's implemented at the University of Lille, in fact, we are not very far from implementing it at the University of Lille.
if I can add something, I think the meta badges that have been presented, sorry, I don't know if you answered that, each badge will be more or less 15 items.
I said it shortly.
Yeah, so we have assessed that if the student does something regularly during 15 times, that could lead to the informal badge, the motivational badge, sorry. Then it will lead to the meta badge, with the silver, etc. It can remain a motivational badge if your university is not ready. I mean, it can remain something that the student will get without it being formalized by the institution. If your institution agrees to formalize it and to transform it into a badge which is emitted with the label of the university, it should become, as I had shown in the morning, if we go through from the Open Badge Factory, it will exist. And anyone, the badges that I have shown, if anyone wants to endorse this badge or wants to, they can. So, I mean, there's a sort of flexibility.
But a strong believer in but
Sorry?
I do believe in
Mm-hmm.
like do think that they have value, especially learners.
Mm-hmm. But I think we need to convince, not all our universities will be convinced, but maybe if we start from at least going as far as providing the possibility to adopt it, then it can be of interest for us as universities.
Batches or it's equivalent or localized as the one level?
No, it's only a batch of informal foreign language learning.
Okay.
Yeah, and what I wanted to add is that I think it's so as Anik said, there's a motivational function of badges that any teacher can already use. But I think you were talking more about the institutional recognition, and I'm convinced that we have to work on both sides, both on the motivational and on the institutional. Yes, and what I said, that we are not very far from it at the University of Lille. I meant that some degrees are already registered on the blockchain at the University of Lille. So, and there are some discussions to add these meta badges. So we are not far, but it may take time because it's an institutional question. But in fact, we are not far.
Okay.
And I think
I think.
Just one time.
Okay, just 1 second, but I understand. Yeah, it's
You raised the question of the level, and I think the other reason why we gave up the idea of level, we have language certificates for that. If we want to prove a level, it would be useless, I would say, if the badge was to prove a level. I think what we need when we will discuss, have political discussions to say we don't want to replace the certificates in language certificates, something else. We have in France something, I don't know how it's called, in addition to the diploma, some activities. So it could be a portfolio, it could be
The common European framework is changing.
Also, maybe we can leave it.
Yeah, I think so, because we are going to have a discussion at the very end of the conference, like plenary discussion, so then it will be the right time. So now, before officially announcing parallel session time, I do hope that people read all the emails and studied everything, but still I would like to remind that today evening, we reserved places for the conference dinner. Participants or the dining people will have to pay themselves, but at 8 o'clock, there is a reservation in the old greenhouse, and you have it in the email. So it's downtown, very close to, if people are staying in the Amberton Hotel, is just maybe 10 steps away. Okay, and now to manage the time, it is like 15, so it's 3:15. The parallel sessions were planned for an hour. So let's say if we meet now 4:15 for the panel discussion, I think should be okay. Or should I shorten that? I do hope that I don't need to shorten. So the first session stays in here, and two other sessions, the rooms are shown and allocated in the program. And then 4:15 we all meet here. And I guess for parallel sessions, I can stop the recording because it doesn't make sense to record just one session. Okay.